Welcome back, kids, to Smile You on Camera. I haven't filmed one in forever. I got a new phone. That's why it was taking so long. This one doesn't have any storage, really. But today, I have a plan of what I'm going to talk about because I got a journal. And I'm retrying journaling because I have a prayer journal. And that's very useful. And I love a good prayer journal. But I didn't really have a journal of like my own thoughts and opinions, all this stuff. So my friend Bridget and Nat got me this for my birthday, and I have so many things I want to talk about, but I've kind of split it up. And today, I wrote about this because I was like, this has had such an interesting impact on my life. And I was writing about like the positive impacts people can have, and you might not. This is like from the lens of you don't know the person that well anymore, or like you viewed them as like an older sister, like, kind of. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say to my children. I don't know what I'm saying, but and also experience, like little impacts on experience. Like, I wrote about 3 people who have impacted my life very positively, and I don't think they understand how positive they have had that impact. And then also I wrote about a vacation that had a lot of impact on me. And I think, I think people do have a lot more positive impacts than they think. And I don't think, and not a lot of people I feel like talk about the positive impacts. It's always like, well, they impacted me negatively, so I can't be friends with them. I don't, all this stuff. And like completely valid, obviously, like there's some situations like very valid. But I wanted to write about like the positive impacts. And so I did. So I wrote, the first thing I wrote about was my trip to New Orleans. I was a little kid. I think my sister Lucy was a baby, or my mom was like expecting Lucy. Lucy's 14 now, so do the math. But I was very little. I only went to New Orleans once in my life that I can remember. Like, this trip is the one I can remember. I don't remember why we were there, to be honest. I think it had something to do with my dad's work, but couldn't tell you. All I knew is I had fun. And because of that trip, New Orleans has a special place in my heart. Anyway, so I don't really have any connections to New Orleans besides this little, I think we were there for like a week. Not even. The weather was beautiful. It was like spring, summertime, and all this. And I remember like our mom would, so I guess it was a business trip because my dad wasn't around that much, except in the evenings. But anyway, the first positive impact I had in New Orleans was I was on kind of a trolley. They have a trolley system of sorts there. I was with my family and we were just, trawling, I think to the zoo somewhere. And I was looking out the window, just admiring the city because it was very pretty. And I remember we passed by this UPS driver, and he was delivering packages, but he looked up as we passed, and he made eye contact with me and smiled and waved, and it was like the politest smile and wave, and it just made me feel like so happy because I just didn't think anybody noticed me. I was just, in the corner, kind of quiet on this trolley, and then this UPS driver just looked up, noticed that I was like watching him. I think we were at like a stoplight, and he just like smiled the biggest and waved, and I was like a little kid, and that like made my day. And the impact it has on me is that every time I like smile at a stranger, or just in, like, in general, or, like, see a UPS driver, I think of him, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like, he just made my day that day." Um, I was like, "Oh my gosh, like, he's so friendly, like, that's so nice that, some strangers can be nice and just polite." Um, and so, like, when I smile at strangers or like, he's definitely influenced that. Um, I always try to be very polite to strangers. Um, one, because how I was raised, but two, because of like this experience I had at like 8, 7, I don't know, child. The second experience in New Orleans kind of had a positive impact on me in the way of like I'm very adventurous. I love food. If you don't know me, there's one thing you do need to know. I love food. Um, you know, absolutely love it. I love trying new things, but there's a reason why I like to try new things. Um, and it honestly had to do, my parents took the family out for dinner one night in New Orleans, and we went to a fancy sit down restaurant. Um, I think it was in the French Quarter, but I'm not sure. It was very like exciting and loud. I was a little overstimulated, I remember, with like how loud and busy it was. Um, but like the wait staff like greeted us very nicely, all this. I was like, oh, like they're nice, whatever. So I sit down and order, and I ordered gumbo because I knew it was like kind of a fancy, it was like very New Orleans to me. And I knew it was like a signature dish there. So I was like, I want to try gumbo. So the wait staff, brought me gumbo, and they're like, oh, like it's really good, but it's slightly spicy. So please be careful. And I was like, okay. But I knew also some people put hot sauce in gumbo. And so I was like, well, I want to try hot sauce too. Like, I want the full experience. I was acting like I was like some culinary expert as a child. Um, but I put hot sauce in it, and they like were so worried that I was like gonna like I was gonna cry, all this stuff. And to be honest, I did slightly want to cry, but they were like so proud of me. They're like, look at you for trying something new and stuff. And like, they were just super nice about it. Now I know it's their job. They have to be nice to their customers. But like, they were like, if you need like milk, let us know. Like, just like absolute being generous. Oh, I got chocolate on my journal. That's so sad. I have a nice purse, and I accidentally left chocolate in it, and I haven't cleaned it up yet. It's so bad. Um, I need to clean it because I got chocolate everywhere. Anyway, so I don't know. It's crooked. Anyway, wait, hold on. Okay, sorry. Back. So yeah, that's basically like what has me like trying new food. And especially when it comes to spicy food, because I'm like, if little Olivia could have gumbo with hot sauce, I can survive a taco. I'm kind of a wimp. I fear my spice tolerance has gone down, so we're gonna fix that. The next thing, when it comes to positive impact, there's 3 people who have had very positive impacts on my life, besides close friends. And we're gonna turn because I wrote about it. 3 people. Names are Callie, Molly, and Hannah F. I know a lot of Hannahs. I texted to her, and I was like, hey girl, I don't want to use your last name, so can I just say F? And she's like, oh my gosh, yes. So shout out Hannah, we love her. Anyway, so I'll start out with Hannah. Hannah F is a family friend of ours. She's a little bit younger than me. She's like my sister Agnes's age. She's just finished her freshman year of college. Our dads are like best friends. So I kind of like she kind of grew up around us and stuff. Like there are weekends where my family would go to her family's house, and they'd come up to um, like our house. I remember like there was like back-to-back years where they would like come around like my house every summer around my dad's birthday or my birthday. My dad and I's birthdays are like 5 days apart. But it was like super fun. And she was like always like very, very chill and very cool and very mature for her age. And I was like, oh, like she's super chill, whatever. But what impressed me the most and has like the most, like, just like, she has like, has set a great example is like she is like super chill, but also like very adventurous. And I think I was like, I want that like spirit, you know. I'm just like, I wish I could be that level of chill. And also that level of adventurous because I'm more chill. Well, okay, not that chill, but I try. Than adventurous. Like I'm more of a homebody, and I think it's just cool. Like she has like such a good, cool balance, and also her music taste impeccable. Oh, this girl, so good, and also she's very talented, music wise, and I always thought that was impressive. And then just her. It seems like she always had like not that everybody has it put together, but she always had like a very good like balance, and if something went wrong, she'd like, freak out as one does and then like reevaluate. And I always thought that was impressive because I'm just, I'd be like, well, gonna crash out and that's that. So it's just very impressive that she, to me, like having that great balance at such a young age was very impressive. And then also she was like knew how to stand up for herself, which I didn't know how to stand up for myself as a child, younger. So I was like always like very impressed with that. What else did I say? Oh, I am, yeah, obviously I'm very proud of how far she's come in life. Yeah, she's gonna do amazing things. She's so smart. Um, but yeah, and I think also another positive impact she had was like she's friends with my sisters. Um, and like they always seem like super cheerful around her because she's just a very cheerful, bubbly person. So we love Hannah. We stan Hannah. Um, the next person I'm gonna talk about is Callie. Callie and I worked together for many years. Um, and honestly, she's the coolest person, like one of the coolest people. I don't know. I'm like, I've always said to myself, if I ever get like randomly famous, I don't want to be famous, but if I do, like she is in charge of my wardrobe. Like she's my personal stylist. Like anytime, I had never seen a bad fit on this girl. Zero. Zero. Um, and every time I like try to get a cool outfit together, I'm like, would this be Callie approved? Um, and she was like so effortlessly cool. It was like, I'm not a very jealous person, but I wish I was like that effortlessly cool. And then she's like so confident in everything. Um, and I think that gave her a level of coolness as well. But no, guys, her outfits like so good, and she thrifted everything too. Um, and she just had a really positive impact on me because I was like, I want to be that level of cool, but I knew to be like her level of cool, I had to like somehow be a more confident person. And so definitely just trying to be like her, I became a more confident person. Um, and so that was like an amazing impact on her that she had on me. And I love her so much. And yeah, she's just so cool. The last person I want to talk about who had a really good impact on my life was my friend Molly. Molly and I also worked together, but not as long as me and Callie did. So I knew Molly in high school, and like we're still like chill. We sometimes message each other, reply to each other's stories, wish each other happy birthday. Um, but Molly is, I think, a year older than me. And I knew her in high school. And she was so fearless in high school. I'm sure she is now. She just graduated college, so congratulations to Molly. Um, but like her being so fearless, again, I didn't know how to stand up for myself. I didn't know how to be, fearless back in like middle school and high school. So just being friends with her, I was like in awe because I'm like, how do you do that? And then also she taught me how to be like very thoughtful. Like I was already a very thoughtful person to begin with and everything, but she like really taught me like here, like you can't, don't push like your hobbies on someone else, like lift them up and their interests. Yeah, she made me like the cutest gift ever. I will insert a photo. I will try to. Because I really liked Marvel back in high school. And she knew I was Team Iron Man. And she like painted like the little like chess piece and like little things in the chess piece that like reminded her of like me, like, And I really liked Calvin and Hobbes is my favorite comic strip. And like she would print out little strips of it, and especially in COVID, like we were so bored in COVID, so she'd like mail me like these comic strips, and like they just cheered me up. She's also like, as much as like she was like super thoughtful, she was also like super nonchalant and chill, and like I don't know, she was just super cool. And then she definitely like she made me like feel more comfortable like being myself. Because she's always been very unapologetically. It's 10 o'clock, guys. I'm struggling. She's been unapologetically herself for years, and it's so impressive. So yeah, all those three people, they've, some people would be like, oh, those are minor impacts. Like, I don't know why you hold such value. And I'm like, no, like, I think it's important. They've had very positive impacts, and they're all very good people, very cool people. And so, yeah, love them to death. They're the best. So, anyway, yeah, people have positive impacts, and I think they have more positive impacts than they know. So just be a good person. This is to my children. Be nice. Don't tick me off, please. But anyway, I'm probably gonna journal more, and then I'm gonna go to bed because I have church in the morning, and I just don't want to drag myself. Also, I have to turn a paper in. That's what I have to do. I'm gonna do that right now. It's terrifying. It's like 80% of my grade or something. It's important. It's important. So yeah, anyway, love you all. Have a nice night or morning or day whenever you watch this. And yeah, have a good one. Night.